Watch KRIS News for all-day coverage from across the country and around the world. You can catch it on Channel 6.6.
Now, your KRIS6 weather forecast.
Hey folks, meteorologist Bill Alexander, and we are looking from the Snoopy Cam across Laguna Madre to the JFK Causeway. You've got light to moderate traffic out there, but you got a little scattered clouds out there, but it's not terribly humid right now, and good reason for that. Thunderstorms this morning blew well across the area and taking a little time to build that moisture and humidity back up into the atmosphere. For now, your satellite radar loop shows some scattered clouds, maybe one or two showers along the upper coast there. And this is what we're seeing as far as the rainfall this morning. Really concentrated well to our north and east, but one lone thunderstorm developed along an outflow boundary and produced significant rain in southern Nueces and northern Clayburgh County. I had over half an inch of rain right about there, so that's pretty accurate, 0.04 of an inch at the Naval Air Station, but it was fairly isolated. Are we looking for additional rain? Maybe just a little bit tonight. After that, high pressure in the upper atmosphere begins to take over. Well, right now, temperatures are hovering generally in the 80s across the state, 90s across the south and southwest, including our own area, where we've got 90s over some isolated spots, Corpus Christi, Robstown, back towards George West, mainly in the middle to upper 80s though, so it's a pretty nice evening. But look at the dew points, they haven't really recovered yet. We're looking at the lower 70s, even 60s right now. With time though, that moisture comes pouring back in, and it may or may not make it as far as enough thunderstorm potential tonight, but we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be fairly humid and windy overnight tonight, so upper 70s to lower 80s for your minimum temperatures. But tomorrow we start to get that humidity back, and we're starting to get temperatures back up, even along the coastline, lower 90s, middle to upper 90s inland. And so this is what we're seeing. Maybe a little lone thunderstorm comes in after midnight, but it doesn't have much of an impact on the wind field, and that's the big difference from yesterday and today. You might see some isolated storms well out west on the pre-dawn hours on Sunday, but your heat index value, not terribly high today, but tomorrow's a different story. 100 to 112. Yeah, that's right, it's coming back. Same thing for your Sunday. So these numbers are indicative of extreme heat and humidity, and you have to protect yourself. If you're going out to the coastal waters, pretty nice Saturday coming up. Mostly sunny and breezy. You might see an isolated shower out there. High in the upper 80s. The heat index, yeah, about 108. The water is warm at 85 degrees. With a southeast wind at 15 to 20 knots, making for choppy bays and 4 to 6 foot seas. And accordingly, small craft should be exercising caution, and the rip current risk is moderate. Now, here's the high-resolution cloud and rain forecast, and what you're going to see is an isolated shower late tonight and maybe migrating into our area right there. You're going to see that, and that's not going to amount to much, so it's not going to be a big deal tonight. The upper-level instability might give us some pre-dawn showers coming up early Sunday morning as well, but again, the big deal is going to be high pressure returning to the area in the upper atmosphere and stabilizing us. That's how much rain we're going to see in the overnight and early morning hours, and it doesn't look like a big deal, but at least it's in the watershed. So what are we looking at? A marginal risk for severe storms tonight. Most of that is going to be in the form of large hail and damaging winds, and most of that will be after midnight tonight. So what we're looking at overnight is temperature dropping to around 80, and then for the next 7 days after the overnight, the heat is on, and it's going to be hot next week.